y'all, and welcome to today's video. I placed an order for E.L.F. Cosmetics and American Eagle palette. We are going to test this out, try this today. I'm going to create a look. I really am curious about these blues. I want to test them, see if they're pigmented, easy to blend, beautiful, all of that. And I bought the E.L.F. American Eagle Perfect Fit lip balm. This is one of those pH color changing lip balms. Blue, but it should go on like a pink purpley shade. We're gonna test it out. I'm gonna do an eye look. I'm gonna give you my first impression thoughts on these items. I'm gonna do swatches. We're gonna have a good time. I'm excited about it. Let's jump into it. If you're not new here, I just want to say, yes, I've been busy this weekend. I painted, I kind of rearranged some things. So I'm coming to you from a little bit of a different space. Yes, I painted. We have a new little bit of things going on in the background. So I'm excited about this collection. I said before when I talked about this in a new makeup release video, but when I was in college, I actually worked at American Eagle. That was a very long time ago, but I have really fond memories of working there, the people I worked with. So when I saw E.L.F. was collabing with American Eagle, I'm like, I need that. Plus, I love blue shadows. So this is the eyeshadow palette. Let me go ahead and show you a close-up and swatches of this palette. I think this is a cool color story. Cool tones, haha, the jokes write themselves, y'all. Let's talk about this, because when I first saw the photos online, I did not notice how cool tone the top row was. These brown tones, these neutrals are definitely cool leaning, which makes me really happy, because at first I was wondering if this was going to be too similar to their Cookies and Dreams collection, but I really don't think so. I think we have some different tones in here, which makes me excited. We also have a black and a silver in here. I like that. In the mattes, we have a light matte shade. We have deep matte shades. We also have some lighter shimmer shades along with some deeper shimmer shades. So you've seen the swatches, you've seen the palette now. You see that the pans do have the design of the American Eagle jeans, like what's stitched onto the pockets are in the pan. And I think it's a really cute touch to put this tag here on the palette. Now, of course, you can cut this tag off if you like, but it's just like a tag you would have on your jeans. It says 100% awesome. I think that's really, really cute. And the outside of this packaging feels elevated too. I did order this from the E.L.F. site. It's $16, and E.L.F. and American Eagle are raised. So there's definitely a texture to this palette that I think is really nice. But the thing we're going to try first is this color changing Perfect Fit lip balm. So this says, a blue just for you, magically transforms to your ultimate pink lip. Now, I do think color changing products are a bit gimmicky, but I also think they can be fun. So I want to test this out and try it. I do have a lip balm on right now, just a clear one to keep my lips nice and hydrated. So I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to zoom y'all in a bit, and I do want to put on a lip liner. I never, ever use a lip product like lipstick, lip gloss, anything like that without a lip liner. So I'm going to line my lips with my Hindash Hush Lip Liner. I'm going to zoom y'all in, and we are going to test out this color changing balm, and then we'll create an eye look with the palette. Okay, I've got that lip liner on, just on the perimeter of my lips. I didn't bring it in the center so that we could see how this works with a lip liner, and also just how it works with nothing underneath my lips. So this is what the blue looks like. Blue jeans. So let's put this on. Right now it's looking very clear. I'm pretty sure the instructions said to put it on and then rub your lips together, but I kind of wanted to just put it on first like this and kind of see what happens, and then I can rub my lips together. Rubbing them together, it looks like a sheer pink. Cute. I think it's cute. Anything revolutionary? No, but I do think it's cute. I think this color is pretty. Feels very hydrating. Definitely looks glossy, but the star of the show, what we're gonna try is the eyeshadow palette. I really want to work with the blues specifically. I want to see, can I build these? Can I layer these shades on top of one another? Are they pigmented? Are they easy to blend? Can I create a look that I like? I'm a color lover. I'm gonna focus on the bottom 2 rows of the palette. I'm gonna put down an eye primer. I always use an eye base with shadows. Hey, I have deep set eyes, I have oily skin, I have fine lines and crinkles in my eyes. I never use eyeshadow without an eye base. So I'm gonna put down a little bit of my MAC PaintPot in the shade Layin Low. And the shade that I want to start with first is Mom Jeans. I also really like the attention to detail in the names of these shades. I think it's so cute, like to die for, indigo, major flare, 90s vibes, OOTD, cargos, like very cute names. But I'm gonna put down my eye primer and we're gonna start with the shade Mom Jeans. Okay, so I've zoomed y'all in nice and close so that you can see how the shadows apply. And I'm just gonna take my Singe Beauty brush and I'm gonna pick up Mom Jeans. I'm really going to pack this on first because I want this to be nice and pigmented. So I'm starting with this smaller brush that's a little more dense and I'm packing this right into the socket like this. Just pack, 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 and then I can go back and blend in a minute. But right now I'm gonna focus on getting that shade packed on so it will be as pigmented as I would like it to be. I want to go in and blend in a minute. I love blending. I just want the pigment to be there as well and then I can blend. So let me take Mom Jeans, put it over here and make sure we have the blue being blue. You know, I don't want a sheer wash of blue. I feel like that can make me look a little sickly. So I want to make sure that I have the pigment down. Okay, now that I've got that shade packed on, I'm going to start my blending. So I'm going in with this Singe Beauty brush and I want to go into High Rise. I want to take like 1 tap of High Rise and 1 tap of Cargos. So I'm going to kind of mix these 2 shades together. I'm going to go right here at the top of where I kind of stopped with the blue. And I'm going to just focus on blending. This is just going to help everything be a little more seamless and blended and beautiful. So I'm just lightly grazing my skin, but not rushing myself. I enjoy the makeup process. I enjoy blending. I want to have a good time with these. So I'm just going to go slowly and buff these shades out. Okay, I think that's looking pretty nice so far. I think it looks pretty good, but I want to go in and deepen up the outer corner. So I'm going to take this brush from Singe and we're going to go in with Indigo. I want to see how this deep dark blue is going to layer and blend over this lighter shade. So I'm picking this up. I'm going to look down into my mirror. I've got my mirror right here. And I'm just going to press this on the lash line first, where I don't really have that baby blue shadow. So I'm just pressing, and since this is a deep color, I'm just picking a little bit up and kind of building it up. And then I'm going to slowly bring it up on top of that baby blue. And then just lightly blend. And I'm going to bring it a little bit under the lower lash line as well. Just in this outer part like this. So I'm not even really looking at the mirror when I do this. I'm just kind of feeling, and if I can feel this wiggling my lower lashes, then I know like I'm in the right spot. And after that, I'm just going to press and blend. So this is definitely lighter than it looks in the pan. It's not quite as deep dark as I thought, which is fine. I mean, we have a black matte in the pan too, and we're going to use that as well on the lower lash line because I really want to know if that is a good pigmented black. And then where I have this out here, I'm going to go back in with that high rise on my blending brush, and I'm just going to make sure I can blend this without over blending it. So just lightly running that kind of vanilla shade along the edge, just to help me make sure that I don't have any harsh lines, anything like that. But remember, your makeup doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to enjoy it. It's for you, no one else. Okay, I feel like that's looking okay. It looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not worried about blending in here because we're going to have a lid shade, but I feel like out here it's looking pretty good. I really am curious about this black, or if this is a charcoal called Major Flare. I know y'all already saw the swatches, but I try to wait on swatching like new makeup until after I've tried it, especially if it's a brand I'm not super familiar with their shadows. And it's been about a year, I think, since I've bought an E.L.F. palette, so I didn't want to swatch this before I used it. I'm just taking this brush. This is from my favorite set with Sigma. I love this brush for the lower lash line, and I just really want to pick this shadow up on the brush and then kind of stamp this on the lower lash line so that I really get that black pigment down. And then I'm going to go and I'll kind of blend back and forth, back and forth. I think this looks like a pretty deep, dark charcoal color. It's very pretty. I think packing it on to get the most pigment and then slowly blending this out is definitely the way for me to go with this one. Okay, I think this is looking good. I'm feeling good about this look, but I know I'm ready for some shimmer now. So this palette is full of mattes and shimmers. Of course, we have these shades that, you know, you can dip into one corner of them. You can like mix them together if you want, but I really want to use OOTD, this beautiful deeper blue leaning shade. Very, very cool tone blue. I think this is really pretty, but I'm most intrigued by this shade right here, To Die For. It looks like it has a really pretty shimmer to it, like a really pretty reflect. So I'm going to start with the deeper one, OOTD. I'm just going to put a little bit of that right out here, and then we're going to put, I'm knocking stuff over. Then we're going to put To Die For on the main part of the lid right in here. Okay, so I picked that up on my Singe Beauty brush, and after I have the shadow on my brush, I sprayed it with a little bit of makeup setting spray, makeup mist, whatever you want to use is just fine. But I just want to kind of tap this deeper blue shimmer right out here, basically the center of my lid, out to kind of blend with that deeper blue matte. I'm not going to cover up the matte that we have in the outer corner. I just want them to kind of meet together where that deeper matte stops. So I'm just kind of pressing first and then blending to make sure I get that shimmer on all my crinkles, but I also have the most impact. Okay, now I've got that shade To Die For, and we're going to put this on what's left of the lid. I picked up a little more on my brush this time because I feel like I'm already having to go back into the pan. So I think these are pretty. I think they just take a little building to be that super impactful shimmer that I like. Again, if you're using like the top row of this palette, the neutrals, and it's a little more sheer, I think that's fine. But when I'm working with blues, I want it to be blue. Like obviously it's blue eyeshadow that I have on, you know? So I'm just making sure I really have this on, pressed on, and then blend a little bit more. I do think these look pretty, but I think the next time I try this palette, I'll put down like a glitter primer, a glitter adhesive, something like that, to help me be even more impactful, I'm just kind of lightly blending some more. Okay, I have the shimmers built up somewhere where I'm happy with them now. I think this is looking good. So what I want to do now is grab my Singe Beauty brush, and I want to highlight the inner corner. I've been going back and forth with what I want to do. I could definitely do this matte blue, this matte vanilla. We could do the silver. We could do any, like, I think there are lots of like inner corner options, but I'm going to go into low rise. I'm going to specifically try to keep my brush in more of this lighter section, and I'm gonna pop that right on my inner corner. I think this is gonna be really, really pretty, so I'm just going to kind of press that right there on the inner corner. Yeah, that's very pretty. I'm going to see if I need to do any more blending with this eye look. I'm going to put on eyeliner and mascara. I'll probably do a false lash, and then I will come back to show you the finished look and kind of recap my first impression thoughts on this palette. Again, it's a first impression. This is my first time ever using the palette. I'm going to be wearing this look throughout the day, but I always follow up reviews on palettes. After I've tested, tried every single shade in them, worn them, I come back and I let you know my full thoughts on the palette. So again, this is just a first impression, but I'm gonna gather my thoughts and I will be right back. Okay, y'all, here is the final finished look. I did add some blue liner to my lower waterline, just black on the upper lash line, and I threw on a very wispy lash. The lip product, let's talk about that first. I will list the other makeup that I'm wearing down in the description box if you're curious about bronzer, blush, highlight, anything like that. But let's talk about the lip product. I think that it is sheer, slightly pink on me. It may be a little more pigmented depending on your skin tone, of course, but it's sheer. It's cute. Is it a new favorite for me? Am I gonna reach for this? No. Honestly, I'll probably wear it to test it out again, but I don't see myself like reaching for this on the regular. But it's cute. I'm happy I got to try it. You know, I don't regret buying it. I wanted to test it, see for myself what I thought. It's cute. It's cute. You know, it's just not like a favorite for me. Now, I like the eye look. I think this eye look is very pretty. I do not regret purchasing this at all. I think we have a really nice result. And I think if you were thinking about buying this palette, you really wanted this color story, you wanted the E.L.F. American Eagle vibe, this cute packaging, I think this look is super cute. I'm going to keep playing with this palette. I want to test, I want to create a neutral look. I want to test the silver and the other shades that I didn't get to play with. I like my look. It definitely took more work than some other palettes I have that I would use for blue looks. Am I going to reach for this palette after I get done testing it, of course? Am I going to reach for this over my independently owned brand palettes? Like, am I going to reach for this over my Blend Bunny, over my Unearthly Cosmetics palette? No. This definitely took a little more work, a little more building, a little more blending, but the end result is beautiful. So if you bought this palette, I think you can get a beautiful look. I think this palette is really nice. It's just not going to be a favorite. Right now, I'm kind of standing at, this is a pretty good palette. This lip color is pretty cute. That's how I'm feeling right now. I think it's nice. I really like the look. It just took a little extra work, but I didn't like really struggle. I didn't have a hard time. I just had to put a little more effort than I do with some of the other brands that when I think about blue eyeshadows, I think about those brands. But I do think this is nice. and pretty. I'm excited to wear it the rest of the day. I do have a doctor's appointment to do. I have just some things like that I need to get to. So I will follow up a review of this in the future after I test it and try it a few more times. I'll definitely let you know my full thoughts on it. But I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you will subscribe before you leave today. Leave me a comment. Let me know, were you interested in this collection? Did you pick it up? Are you going to shop your stash? Let me know, what are your favorite brand for blue eyeshadows? I would love to hear from y'all. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!